down for this? Can we see ourselves?
We will now. Hi, everyone.
Look at that. Hey!
So we're just going to make sure everyone's here. In case you don't know, I'm Vanessa. I'm the community manager here at SteelSeries.
I need to get closer.
I'll move out of the way. And this is Tino. He's our CTO here at SteelSeries. If you want to do a little introduction.
Yeah, I can do that. Thank you. Yeah, the official title is CTO. I'm the products guy. I've been at SteelSeries ever since we started back in 2001. So chances are, if you've used any of our devices, touched and done anything, I've had my finger in them somehow, somewhat. that sounded weird, but you know,
it's okay.
I've done stuff. I've been part of the development, so I own the entire development and all of the product management. So yeah, I get to do what I like best, which is products. I get to fiddle around and tinker with stuff as well. Yeah.
Yep. So if you guys have any questions, we're going to be talking specifically about the new controller that launched. This is the Stratus Duo. We can also talk a bit about the Smart Grip as well, so if you guys would like to see that in action. So if you have any questions, now's the time to start putting them into chat, and we'll answer them as we can. That's okay. It was loading on one of our screens. Sure. There will be a giveaway for the controller, but that will be after the AMA. So if you guys stick around,
gotta ask questions. Yeah, gotta ask questions for that giveaway.
So one of the first questions that I know would come up would be, can I use my Stratus Duo on iOS?
That is a good question. So the Stratus Duo is a multi-platform controller. The platforms it supports is PC, and it supports all Android platforms. And there's a bunch of different versions of Android platforms, of course, and there's various different devices that are all on Android. It can be phones, or it can be other stuff that we'll get into, but it is not an iOS controller. Mm-hmm. There is indeed an iOS controller in the SteelSeries lineup. It's the SteelSeries Nimbus controller, which looks remarkably like this. It has the same form factor as this one, so it has the same industrial design. It feels the same and all that stuff. It has a lot of the same components, and we're going to get into some of the details on this because I'm a products geek, so I'm going to give you some product geeky details about this. But that's the Nimbus. Looks very much like this one, but so for iOS, get a Nimbus. For Android, PC, Stratus. That was a good question.
Yeah, so we do have a controller that supports iOS. This one is strictly for Android, PC, VR. Did I miss anything?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Next question. Is the Stratus Duo a Bluetooth controller?
Is it a Bluetooth controller? So here is the thing with the Stratus Duo. The reason why it's called Duo is because it's basically two controllers in one. Bluetooth is really nice if you want to connect to multiple different types of devices. Say Android phones, for instance. Because with a phone, of course, you already have a Bluetooth receiver and all that stuff built in. So great. So for Android phones and other Android devices, tablets, whatever, you just use Bluetooth. So this guy can be a Bluetooth controller, yes. But as the name suggests, Duo, it can be something else as well. So with the flick of a switch, actually there is a physical switch on the back of this guy. With the flick of a simple switch, you turn this into a full-fledged, we call it 2.4G based, but basically it's a different type of radio communication that you then get, and that's what you use for PCs. So with a PC, what you do is you plug in a little dongle, so you don't rely on the Bluetooth anymore at all, because some PCs are a little bit wonky Bluetooth and all that stuff. So what we do is you plug in a dongle. That dongle just sits in the PC. This guy is paired to that PC or to that dongle. It means that you have an incredibly solid connection, because we know we have both the controller and we have the dongle, so you have the best connection that you can possibly get. Plus, it also means that on the PC itself, you don't need any software, you don't need any drivers and stuff like that, as what you would typically need with a Bluetooth type controller on PCs. You need drivers to make it look like something else on the PC. But Stratus Duo, when you connect that thing to the PC, it's ready to go. You don't need any software at all.
Okay. Can I use the Stratus Duo on console?
On
That
console,
was a question from. Oh, it's way up there now. It looks like from
where?
Zacharia, I think. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it.
Zachariah?
Maybe.
Zachariah?
Maybe.
Can I use it on console? No, you cannot use it on console unless your console is a PC that runs Steam in big screen mode. So it's not an Xbox controller. It's not a PlayStation controller. Those are very different beasts. This is something different. We wanted to do something that works for a bunch of those really cool mobile games that come out on the mobile platforms on Android for this guy. But of course, it serves all your PC gaming needs very nicely as well.
Okay. Let's see. Someone was asking about Project 64 emulator. I didn't know the answer to that. If it works with that, do you know what that is?
I'll be straight up and honest. I don't know what it is, but as you know, as the name kind of tells me, is that it's an emulator that is probably like a MAME emulator or something that runs older games. I don't know the details of that emulator. What this controller shows up as for Windows, it shows up as an Xbox controller. So basically, you can say if that particular emulator supports Xbox controllers, yep, then the Stratus Duo will work perfectly as well. But it shows up as Xbox.
Let's see. Making sure I'm not missing any. Does it work with Fortnite?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it does. And it works with Fortnite on both platforms, right? So Fortnite has obviously now added controller functionality to their mobile game as well, which is an awesome experience, both with Stratus Duo, but definitely with Nimbus as well. Playing Fortnite on either one of the iPhone X's or particularly on the iPads, that's an amazing experience. It's really good. It's very close to actual console. Fortnite is a pretty lightweight game in general, like for the graphics engine. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's been fairly simple. I mean, I don't want to speak for them, but you know, it really performs well there. So playing Fortnite on mobile devices is very different now, absolutely. Which is also one of the reasons why we put out something like this, the clip, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe we should show the clip, yeah. Right? Okay, so the controller is here. What you get is you get this little add-on device. We didn't want to put something on the controller that sits there all the time, but we have a little add-on device. So what you do is you put the controller in.
I'll show you. So I can see.
Can we see?
Oh, if you can see it there, then you can see it. They can see it.
It's the old, showing the screen. Hey, I'm here. No, I'm here. Okay, so you put the controller in. There's a little lever on the back here to lock it in place, because you want that thing locked really well, and tight into place, right? Okay. Snap. Now it's locked into place. Okay, and the reason why you want that is some of these phones that you put on there are actually fairly heavy. Huge. Now this one works for, I think we say 5 inches to 6.5 or something like that. 4 inches to 6.5, I think. It's expandable, right? So you can have pretty large phones in there. So even the new the Pixel XL, I think it's called. Oh, that would fit right there. Okay. So yeah, let's put a. Can we put a phone in it? Or you know what? You're using your phone.
Yeah.
Just put mine.
Thanks.
This is kind of fake because this is an iPhone, so it's not gonna work. But oops, maybe I should show that.
Yeah.
It's like really
it's okay.
bad, really bad demo.
You're doing
work.
Great. Do you want
really bad demo work? Look at this. Okay, so you snap the phone in, boop, and it sits there. And when I say it sits there, it sits there. I mean, this is not going anywhere, right? We do have a little adjustment on this guy as well, so you can kind of adjust the angle. Whoops, adjust the angle of the screen. So fit, because I don't know, maybe you're lying in, oh sorry, thank you, maybe you're lying in bed, or maybe you're more upright and you want to adjust it backwards. And also it's great for portability that you can adjust that angle as well. And it's pretty sturdy and solid and stays there. So it's a good little companion.
Because I almost dropped mine.
It does not come with the controller itself, but we have these on the website. They're, I think, $10.
Yeah,
so that's
for an add-on.
Yeah, as an add-on, right? And I think my guess is that there might be some other additional niceties if you add this on the website.
Someone asked, what is the difference between Duo, Stratus Duo, and Stratus XL?
Yeah, good question. So XL is a Bluetooth controller only, and so that means it works on Android. Yep, and XL also works on PCs using Bluetooth, right? What we do on PCs is you can connect to the PC if it has Bluetooth. Not all like desktops have Bluetooth, of course, but if it has Bluetooth, you can connect with Bluetooth. But then you have to load software onto the PC for the operating for Windows to recognize it as an Xbox controller, basically. So it's a little bit more cumbersome on just the connectivity part. Then there is the design and finishes and all that stuff. So this is obviously Stratus Duo is our next generation controller compared to the XL. The XLs have been really good for us and solid workhorses and actually really good quality. What we've done in both Nimbus and Stratus Duo is we've taken that up a big step. So a lot of the components in here are just upgraded, like joysticks are much better quality than what we had before, but particularly the biggest difference that we've done hardware-wise is on the trigger buttons. So the trigger buttons on XL are kind of, let's call them standard trigger buttons that most everybody has in their controllers. In this we use a little magnetic sensor. It's called a Hall effect sensor. So, but what that means is that there is almost no mechanical parts in this trigger, which means that it's buttery smooth. It's extremely smooth, and it's extremely precise as well.
Let me show him this.
Is that better on this one?
Yeah, there you go.
Good. So extremely smooth and extremely precise as well. It just gives for just better playing sessions. I mean, it just feels a lot better, and you're gonna be more precise with it as well. Other things that other places where this differentiates, again, on the industrial design, yep, we have much bigger, we call these the shoulder buttons or bumpers up here, much bigger. It feels just much more comfortable reaching for those, and a much better layout of the D-pad as we have here. It's just overall just a nicer controller.
All the improvements we
Yep.
take from feedback.
Yep.
Someone asked, how do you charge it? Does it take batteries?
Good question. While we like batteries a lot, I mean, I think that nobody likes to run out of batteries and have to go to the store. So what we're doing is it has a built-in lithium-ion battery, just like a PS4 controller. And the connector on there is a micro USB connector, like what a lot of gear has. Yeah, there's always a choice of connector. It could have been mini USB or whatever. We chose micro. There's still a very large amounts of micro USB equipment out there. So we thought this is the way to do it. So it's a micro USB connector that sits there, and it takes a couple of hours for a full charge. And then a full charge is 20 hours of playtime.
Cool. I'm unfamiliar with this, but maybe you'll know the answer. Does this controller have a gyro?
Does it have a gyro? No, yes. It does not have a gyro. It does not. So we only have we have all the standard features. Those features that are basically supported by most games. I'm not too sure how many of the PC games are gyro supported, but none of the Android games are. Not from controllers.
For those people who don't know what gyro is, can you explain what that is?
All right. So what you can build is you can build in a little sensor so that you can do like turning motions and stuff like that.
I see.
And we do not have that in this guy.
Okay. Let's see. Let's scrolling through, guys. There's a lot of good questions in here, so thank you for that. Someone asked a more personal question I'd like to save towards the end. I think that's pretty great.
What is Tino wearing and how can I get one? It looks like an old logo.
Oh, actually, we'll do a side story, not side story, but we do have apparel. It's on our accessories page. We are also partnered with Design by Humans. We have some gear through there. So if you guys have been looking for apparel, we do have it for purchase on the accessories page, and also a partnership with Design by Humans.
Yes. Do we have what you're wearing?
This one? No, this one's really old.
This one's a lot
This was
older.
like maybe 4 years old, I want to say.
Yeah, I want to say this is probably more like 10. Mine's really, really old, so no, that's not on the apparel section. But hey, make a lot of noise on it and maybe we'll do it again.
Possibly. This is a pretty interesting question.
Yep.
Does the controller have other themes? Like, can you change the body or chassis? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, chassis. So currently no. I mean, if you look at the trends on controllers in the market, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw other versions of Stratus Duo come out with, you know, maybe a camo skin or something like that. But we don't have other skins for this. I know that there are companies out there. I think Decal Girl, who does decals, and they do decals for Nimbus, and it's kind of similar to a Nimbus.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have also seen those for the Rival 600. So
absolutely, absolutely, they're surprisingly good actually. For the 600,
yeah.
I'm surprised. I've been really surprised.
Shout out.
No, seriously, because I thought like, let me just can we see this on screen at all?
You should be able to.
Because something.
If you could see it in that window, then they can see it.
Awesome. Yeah, see that window's perfect. Okay, so something like this it's pretty hard to do stuff with curvatures, but they actually pull it off. I've had a Decal Girl skin on mine for a long time.
Yeah, so that's an option for customizing.
That's an option for customizing. They might need to be even, you know, a little bit more customized, but hey, I mean, it's gonna fit. They look awesome.
Do you need engine to use the controller?
No. So that's one of the main points. No software. No software is needed. So that's why we have that dongle that you have plugged in. So it's like a USB dongle that you plug into your PC, and that takes care of all of that. So when you plug that in, your Windows is just going to see this as an Xbox controller, basically. So no software needed on anything.
This is not Stratus related, but someone asked off of Facebook, any new gaming mice coming?
It would be weird if we didn't put out new products. Yeah, obviously. Obviously, there's new gaming mice coming. I mean, I think we have a pretty good track record of getting stuff out there. Right now, we're doing really well with the 600 and 650. They're really doing phenomenal for us. So, and we're really happy about that. But yeah, of course, there are gaming mice coming out. What type of gaming mice would you guys like to see?
Oh yeah, we are. You know, we don't get to reply to everything, but I'm always looking at your comments. So
absolutely,
I do take them to the product team. Keep that in mind. One of the questions here was, oh gosh, can I use more than one? Wait, hold on. So, Peppery said, can you connect more than one to a computer or phone? And actually, I can answer that one because our previous stream that we were just doing with Overcooked 2, we were using two controllers all plugged into the same computer. Like the dongles. Oh, and grab one real quick actually, so you can see they're pretty small.
Just how teeny tiny it is.
Yeah, this is the dongle, and you literally just plug this into your computer, and it just works like right out of the box. You just plug it in, and that's pretty much how we were able to do that.
And so when Vanessa, just leave it out for a second there, Chris.
Sorry.
So when Vanessa pulled that out, what you can see is this thing is doing this little Knight Rider thing. So what happens when you have multiples is one of these will light up, indicating whether you are player 1 or player 2 or player whatever. You can also use this for, let me just see where the button is. You can use this for a battery indication as well.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Okay. Now, since I was talking, I gotta catch up on questions here. Let's see. What's the battery life, and can I use it while charging?
20 hours, and yes, you can absolutely use it while charging.
Will there be any software where we can change the pressure or get an actual percentage of battery power?
We are currently not planning to release software. for this guy, just from the fact that we want it to be as simple as possible, to be honest, for users to use this. So no, currently there are no plans around that. Obviously, a lot of games have remapping of the velocity curves and stuff like that, of the triggers and joystick deflections and all that stuff. But you're probably not going to see that moving into engine. That's not the intent, at least.
So I started laughing because Megan pointed out your nervous laughter when you were talking about mice.
About mice?
Yeah. Can you rebind buttons on the controller?
Never nervous. Trust me. There's some nice stuff in them. I'm always just nervous about saying too much.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Because that's the problem developing products, to be honest. Like, you live, let's say, 7-8 months in the future, so to speak. And that's kind of weird sometimes. It is.
Yeah,
when we
it
have
takes
product
about,
releases.
what, 8 months? Yeah, it's before, when we start it, before we launch it.
I'd say product development for us, it's anywhere from 7 months to a year, typically. Yeah.
Let's see. There was a question. Oh, can you rebind the buttons? Did you answer that one?
So you can rebind the buttons, but we're not going to have software to do it, so you're going to have to rebind whatever you need to rebind in your game.
Okay. You answered that way quicker than I thought you would.
The future's awesome.
Now, you guys, these are great. Keep them coming. This is a really good one, Orange Fox. What's the distant max the controller can be connected via USB?
What's the what, Evan?
What's the distance? So how far from
Yeah.
it being plugged in wirelessly can I be to play
Will
it?
it work? Okay, good. So I think that on the box, if I remember correctly, I think we say
I think
30,
I have the box
30
right
feet.
over there,
I
actually.
just want to make sure that we have the exact spec that we have on the box, because there might be a little bit of a
I'm
difference.
not sure if that was pre, but it should be right.
And I will get into that. Let me just see what we have here. Okay, so we have 40 feet. So I said 30, but we actually have 40 feet on the box. Now, the reason that I'm saying this is because I'm a products guy, and truth of the matter is that there's always going to be differences in how good a connection is. When we put 40 feet on there, that is basically in the worst possible conditions that we can get it into. And worst possible conditions, that sounds weird. What is that? Normally it's actually in a straight line, because what happens if you're in a straight line is that the radio signal has nothing to bounce off of. But if you have stuff that it can bounce off of, you can get much longer distance. So we've put 40 feet there. I am not going to be surprised if you guys are going to see this connecting at 60, for instance. Not at all.
That's nice to know.
Yep.
Does this controller particularly work with Oculus?
Does it work with Oculus? So that depends on what Oculus you're talking about. Obviously, because so on PC, let's start with PC, which would be the Oculus Rift. And Oculus Rift, yeah, it acts as an Xbox controller, and as if you're an Oculus owner, you're gonna know that the Rift works. Many games on Rift works with Xbox controllers. So yes, it will absolutely work with Oculus. Now, what other Oculus? And I just brought one.
Wow. So
Had to
prepared.
go get some stuff. So will it
gosh.
work? Will it work with this, which is the Go? Yep, it's absolutely gonna, or not gonna. It works with the Go as well, right? So it connects directly. There's like a setup sequence, something. If I remember correctly, you have to set up your Go through your app. You have like a Go app on your phone.
And you're brave showing your apps. I don't want you guys knowing this. Animal Crossing and you guys are just gonna judge.
I'm good. I'm brave enough. I'm too old for being scared about that stuff. Anyway, so it works great. You're gonna set up the controller through the app, and then it works on Go.
This one's a little off topic as well, but out of all the products we've launched, what was your favorite, Tino? That's what they want.
Like all time?
That's like
All
saying
time.
who's your favorite child.
I know.
Oh.
Who's the favorite child?
You can't. I can never choose that. What? Because I get this question from time to time, and what I typically say is, I think that the products we've launched where they actually did like a change to the category of products that they came into. So say when we launched our first mouse, for example, right? we had never been in mice. We had some competitors. Well, we had one back then that had a lot of experience with mice. So when we had to do mice, we had to do something that was completely different than what was out there. And that's how like the first mouse came out there, so the Ikari, which it was very different from anything that was on the market. It was a completely different type of sensor that was in there. It just works very differently from anything else, and it had like feature sets that were way beyond anything that was in the market back then. So those products that has really changed the landscape, I will say, of that particular category. So that was mice, right? I think that we've done the same in many of the other categories. I mean, we launched mechanical gaming keyboards, back in 2006.
Yeah.
And you didn't have mechanical gaming keyboards, and that's something to be proud of as well. Of course, products like Siberia was amazing, right? And the Arctis line, I think Arctis has completely redefined what gaming headsets look like and function like and sound like, and just feel like as well. I think that we've taken everything up by not just a notch but a couple of notches. So Arctis is, but you love all your children, right?
I was gonna say we asked him to pick one,
but actually I can't pick one. And actually, what's interesting from a product developer standpoint, some of the hardest products to actually do are sometimes the lower cost products, because you have to squeeze a lot of technology into something that cannot cost too much money and all that stuff. So those are fun from like a product development standpoint from that aspect. But I mean, I love putting on stuff. The Arctis Pro with everything.
Yeah, Tino's our mad scientist. I don't know if you guys are signed up for our newsletter, which, by the way, if you're not, you should, because man, we do a lot of jokes in there. But
and it's always on me.
Yeah. Well, in our newsletter today, we sent out that there's going to be the AMA today, and if you just look at Tino's desk, I had asked, I'm like, hey, can I get a picture of you to put in the newsletter? And that's probably the cleanest I've seen his desk. He's always kind of got like things all over, so I just wanted to mention that.
It's good to be hands-on. It's good to know what you're doing. Can't just do Excel sheets.
Yeah, we have a question that says, and I know we answered it kind of, but we're going to just revisit it again. Can you hook up the Stratus Duo to any consoles to play it?
No, you cannot. It is not a console device. There are a lot of specifics around how to do console controllers, both Xbox and PlayStation controllers. It's a very different type of electronics platform that's in there. It has to speak to that type of platform instead of standard USB connectivity. So no, you cannot.
Okay, let's see if we got any more in here. People are asking about your crazy experiments now. I don't know if we can answer that one.
All right, Leonard. That's
Leonard.
That's pretty cool, Leonard. Yeah, the steering wheel Xbox controller combo. Wow. Okay. Thanks for following. I've done a lot. For those that don't know this particular one, I did back when, basically when the Xbox One came out. I wanted to do something. There were no steering wheels back then, and I wanted a steering wheel. There were cool driving games out there, right? So I wanted a steering wheel. So what I did is I hacked together from one of our previous products. We did something called the SRW1, which was like a wired steering wheel. So I hooked that up and I hacked that together with an Xbox controller. I think somewhere they called it Dr. Frankenstein something. That was pretty cool. But so it meant that I could actually use. I had a wireless steering wheel for Xbox, which I
when you're a mad scientist, you just make whatever you want.
I believe there's still no wireless steering wheels for Xbox out there. So maybe there's a product idea. What have I done since? I mean, we built all kinds of stuff. If you saw our CES coverage, not this year, but last year, we did some pretty cool stuff. For CES last year, we did 2 different VR experiments. So we did an implementation where if you are in VR and you'd like to use big screen mode, that's awesome. The problem is that you can't, you can type on your keyboard, but you need to know how to type without seeing the keyboard because you're in VR, so you don't have a keyboard. Okay, so what we did was we built a setup where we projected we did 2 different versions. One where we projected a keyboard just inside your goggles, a projection, a video projection of the actual keyboard on your desk, and the other was a 3D representation of that keyboard on your desk as well. So basically, you were able to sit down on the desk and type, and then we read your finger positions and map that onto 3D stuff.
Science.
We get to have fun. We get to have fun.
Does the Stratus Duo work with Nintendo Switch?
No, it is not a Switch controller. Would you want us to do a Switch controller? Because then we'll do a Switch controller.
I'm gonna.
We have an awesome Switch headset.
I'm gonna give you this this question, and I'm sorry in advance. What's your favorite keyboard, and why is it the Merc Stealth?
Yes, thank you.
How many times do I come to your office talking about Merc Stealth?
Thank you. I think we now have a Merc Stealth room in this building, right?
Do we? Oh, that's right.
I think so. We've just done some reconstruction, and there was one new room that a pretty big team moved into, and I believe that they have a Merc Stealth outside because our other rooms are like Siberia and Apex and
our meeting rooms
and Rival and stuff. And but I think they actually have the Merc Stealth room. So why is it the Merc Stealth? Because it's awesome, dude. It's a great keyboard, and we know that it has a nice following.
We hear you. We see you.
Keep
we
your
hear
eyes,
you.
Keep your eyes peeled. I can't promise you a Merc Stealth, but well, let's just say it's been a while since we've put out like a major releasing keyboard. So yeah, I'd be glued to the screen.
What's the most exciting thing about working at SteelSeries?
For me, it
yeah, you can do for you, and then I'll do for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I get to do exactly what I love the most, right? I've done this for like 17 years now. I get to do what I love the most, which is creating awesome stuff that people really enjoy, and they are people that are very enthusiastic about what they do. It's people that actually really dig into what they're doing. And I'm a product guy at heart. I mean, I think a lot of people that would be in my position would probably have stepped back a little bit from the actual development work and being hands-on and stuff like that. What I've done is I've armed myself with some really good people around me that can take care of the more administrative side of things, and I still get to do all the cool development work. So for me, it's being able to do exactly what I love the most.
Well, I don't know if we can answer that second one, so you can decide the second one. So for
one?
me, it's getting to work with community. I love working with you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love doing streams like this. Like, where else can I do this? Where else can I like get to go to events, talk to you guys, and you know, this is it. And my answer's short.
But honestly, that's the other thing about working here is that we are the types of people that work here. Everybody, our colleagues, this is what it is, right? Everybody's super passionate about gaming in some way, shape, or form, right? I think even down to like accountants and stuff like that, there's always, I mean, we had an accountant, I don't know if he's still in the team, we had an accountant in Copenhagen who was an ex-pro CS guy, right?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But as an accountant, right? Everybody's in there, so it's just this feeling, it's living that, and it's a great feeling, having a team of people that just love what they're doing because it's something that really interests them. That question, yeah, there was.
Did you want to answer that?
Yeah, we can absolutely address that.
I'll go ahead and ask it then.
Okay.
The question was, do you plan to release an iOS or Nimbus controller with L3/R3 support?
Yeah. So very, very good question. The only thing I can say is Nimbus has been in the market for a long time now, and maybe it is due for a refresh, given the long time that has been in the market. But I can't give you any more specifics than that. But obviously, L3R3 clickable sticks is really beneficial. And if you've looked at iOS controllers over the last couple of years, there has been none that had that, and there are some very specific reasons for that. But if you've looked over the last couple of months, yeah, you've seen at least one controller come out there with L3R3. So yeah, I'd be surprised if there wouldn't be.
Leonard, thanks you for putting the URL in there. We are hiring, so if you are, looking, check us out. You never know. Let's see. What does the SteelSeries logo mean? I know we have an answer, but that's because we work in social media and our answer's not serious.
What is your answer? I don't even know that answer.
We have a drawing. We'll be putting it up on social. You'll see the drawing.
Oh, I know
you know the drawing I'm talking about.
I know your answer.
Credits go to Kristen, who was streaming before with us on that. So that was pretty great. But if you want to explain what the logo actually means.
Do you have a marker? Do we have a marker here? Like a black?
I'm unprepared for this. You have a pencil?
I have a pencil, but that's not going to show up very well.
I'm sorry. I was not prepared to bring markers.
No, hang on. Let me just do it anyway. Okay.
I mean, no. Do you need a reference?
Let's do this like old school style. So, okay, I brought my notebook, right? Okay, there's the notebook. Okay. If you guys remember, because I go way back, and I actually did this logo. Well, I did that one too. But anyway.
Oh, we have a marker. Thank you for the delivery.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. If you guys remember, the original SteelSeries logo looked something like this, and this is going way back. And then it had something here, and it said steel. Ta-da! All right, so that's what the logo looked like, and obviously, because I designed this, so I know what this is. This is obviously the sniper scope of a rifle, right?
People might not actually know that.
No,
I didn't know that when I first started.
But that is what it is. It's the sniper scope of a rifle. Now, that's great and all, and we could do that on mouse pads. That worked great, and we did it actually in a couple of headsets. Once you want to do something that has a little bit more impact than that, then a logo that is, has really skinny lines and all that, that doesn't work so well. So we took that design, and of course from that we derived this new SteelSeries logo. So it's a simplification. It's just a simplification of the original logo. Boom. There you have it. So it's still a sniper, and we still lovingly sometimes call it the sniper internally when we talk about like the logo lockups.
Mm-hmm.
Autograph that drawing and
yes, autograph it, and then we can raffle it off.
All right.
Would you guys want like a raffle drawing? Oh, Jesus. There it is. There it is. Maybe that'll be part of the giveaway after this. Someone asked a while ago, and it slipped my mind, but it came back to me. Does the Stratus Duo work with Apex Legends?
It's really awkward that I don't know.
I've seen it work.
I will say yes.
I've seen people have tagged me in videos, so I'm going to say yes until I'm proven otherwise.
It'd be really weird if Legends didn't support Xbox controllers.
It has Xbox support.
Yeah, so
bingo.
So it has Xbox support, so yeah, it should. Let's see. High quality art. All these people want your artwork now.
I can draw more. No, then it's not unique anymore.
That's true. That's true. It's not as in demand. Maru, aka Jackson, wants to know when there's a fight stick.
When there is a fight. Yeah, good question. Let us know what you want on a fight stick. I think that's,
I've been asking for this for years.
Let us know what you want on a fight stick. And then maybe we'll consider doing one.
Do it. Let's see. This one's more of a community question, but he asked if we would ever arrange a huge gaming get-together somewhere, big social and casual competition. We've actually talked about that. I know we are at events like DreamHack, and we will usually have like a row there or a booth. So definitely always swing by there. All of the people who work the events are phenomenal, so always feel free to say hi. But that is something that we have talked about, and I think would be pretty cool.
Flight stick even. All right, so cool. Jafer, that's also going really way back, man. That's going over.
Repeat the question because it's also
over 10 years back. Yeah, okay. So
YouTube.
sorry. Jafer asks, Tino, where are you from? Ideazon. So that's a good question. Ideason, what is Ideason? So Ideason was a company that did peripherals as well. They did a couple of different keyboards, the Z board, and they actually did
Z board turned into Merc Stealth, right? Or
there were two different products. They did Z board and they did Merc. I believe maybe Merc Stealth had just made it. I don't know. But what happened was, so I'm not from Ideason. I'm from SteelSeries, or we were used to be called IceMat back in the day, and SteelPad. Right. So what happened was that in 2008 we took over Ideason. So Ideason was a Canadian company, but we took over Ideason and took over a bunch of their products, amongst them the Merc Stealth. There was also the first generation of World of Warcraft mice that also came from Ideason. So, but no, I was not from Ideason, but great guys, and we still have Ideason guys on the team.
All right. Any other questions for Stratus Duo? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to kick you. Any other questions for Stratus Duo? I know there's a lot of other questions, and we'll answer as many as we can. But if there's any other questions for Duo, now's your time to ask, because you've got literally the idea man right here. So let's see what else we have here.
Maybe we should make these sessions more common. I
would like to, actually. That's the whole point of starting things. It's like if we did like a dev Friday or something where we get to sit and talk products, and you guys can pitch ideas or things that you really want, and all of the Merc Stealth people can come out and make sure that Tino knows.
And the best way for that to happen is just keep asking questions and keep being active here, because, yeah.
Will the Stratus Duo be available in white?
Maybe. The Nimbus has been available in white. I think it's sold out now, but it has been.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It looked really pretty too.
Where can you buy the Stratus or Nimbus controllers?
Everywhere. No, it's a little bit. Supply is not the biggest right now, but obviously, you can get both of them. Amazon is a big source for that, of course. Best Buy carries some of this stuff as well. Actually, both of them. Europe.
I don't know.
I honestly don't know right now exactly where, but we can get back with an answer on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be available everywhere, but we're just starting out supply of this, so it's a little bit limited for the time being.
Where can I buy that Nimbus controller, though?
The Nimbus? Mm-hmm. Same places. So in the US.
Store.
Huh?
It's at the Apple Store.
It's also so in the US, Best Buy, Amazon, and it's in the Apple Store as well. It's the only controller that is the only freeform, or what do they call them? I don't remember. Anyway, it's the only regular sized controller that's in the Apple stores. And we're still, I mean, you guys can even go, I think we're still on most of the demo tables with Apple TV, because Nimbus works both with the
That's right.
with the iOS devices, but also tvOS devices, and Macs, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. You mentioned high precision on the bumpers. How many different states of pressure can they distinguish? You just made him so excited.
Good question. And I don't remember off the top of my head. I honestly really don't remember off the top of my head.
But if you DM me that, I will follow up with you.
Absolutely, we'll get.
And by me, I mean SteelSeries.
Yeah.
Most of the time, when you DM SteelSeries, it's me. Let's see here. Does the controller have paddles on the underside?
Nope. No controllers on the underside. Very basic controller layout. But one of the best D-pad designs I've ever felt.
Yeah, we have about 9 minutes here. So it's your last chance to get any of those questions in. And like I said, if you guys really do like these AMAs, I am more than happy to make this a reoccurring thing. And we can talk about, we can have AMA for headsets, AMA for keyboards, AMA for mice. We can put them on themes however we want. You just gotta show us that you want it, and we'll make it a thing.
That's fun. Some of these are cool. There's a question here that says, my question is, why is my Arctis 3 so cool?
Well,
Because you're wearing it? I don't know.
we should tell Brian that.
It's
Be like, Brian, you made his Arctis 3 specifically real cool.
We'll do that. We'll do Product Fridays. That wasn't a promise, but it was a good idea.
You can DM me on Instagram, Twitter. I think we have to be following you there, but Facebook also works. Any of the social media platforms, DM us there that question and just say, you know, I had a question from the stream, and you know, we'll try and get you an answer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anything else you'd like to add, Tino? Trying to see if there's any other ones that I missed here that we could be using. Oh, here's a good one. It's not on controller, but any thoughts on new Evil Genius peripherals?
A new Evil Genius peripheral. Oh, that's a very good question. I actually don't know what's happening on that front. I could be, but the honest answer is I don't really know what's happening on that front.
Okay, that's fair. Someone asked what happened to your hair. Why did you end up cutting it? I don't know if you guys saw the 10-year challenge. If one of the mods can link that post.
If one of the mods could not link that post, that'd be awesome. Thank you. It was supposed to just have been internal.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That's
Vanessa.
what happens when you share it to me. It
Thanks,
becomes
Vanessa.
external.
I think it was alright. Why did I cut? Because, you know, it was, what, 10 years or 15 years ago? Things were a little bit different. It looked like a motorcycle helmet.
Alright, let's see. It was quite the hair.
You need that link. No, Leonard, you do not need that link. Yes, absolutely right.
All right, well, if there's no more questions on the Stratus Duo, I just want to thank everyone for coming out. We will be continuing doing a stream. It will be on Twitch only. So if you're joining us on YouTube or Facebook right now, come on over to our Twitch. We're going to be doing giveaways. We've got an Overwatch and Stratus Duo bundle that we're going to be giving away. We're also giving away 2 Targus backpacks. So feel free to stick around. I will have to end the stream though, because we have to switch it back over to just Twitch since it's going to a couple of platforms right now. But if you head on over, stick around. There's chances you can win. I know some of my winners are still in the chat. So yeah.
The backpacks are nice.
The backpacks are nice.
They're really nice.
We'll be showing those on stream. Is there any last words of Tino wisdom?
Thank you. Keep gaming. We'll see you soon. Let's, you know, convince her that this should be a thing.
I mean, I'm convinced.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right, thank you guys. If there's any questions that we didn't get to, please feel free to DM the SteelSeries platforms, and we will get to them when we can. And hopefully we'll have some really good answers for you. So stick around at twitch.tv/SteelSeries for our Overcooked giveaways. That's it. Bye, guys.